Yeah, good luck to BNTET and his team. I want to see them do well. I really do.
Tom, what did you think of that little Hansel and Gretel analogy thrown in there?
I like it. I don't know what I would have responded to that. Like, I think that's a difficult question to answer. I think BNTET just like, yeah, no, you've pretty much painted a beautiful
witch
picture.
that attacks you, it was the ninjas in the trees.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wearing pajamas, of course.
What an iconic quote. But yeah, that's BNTET, the man on your screen right now. And, you know, I'm excited to see them play. I think they don't want to relive the mistakes we saw them make in the past. Actually, the map's coming on through now. TyLoo going to get rid of Nuke. That's a map that they do frequent the old ban on. I'm curious where this one heads up. I think...
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if
left
we see
Mirage
something like but I don't think that's going to bother them too much. I'm expected like Overpass to come in again just because like TyLoo seemed pretty happy to play it. Mirage as a first pick by TyLoo, but then GODSENT loved that map. So I think it just has to come down to like for GODSENT they're just playing their strengths. So I don't think they're going to mind this too much. Yes, I always say that, okay, against these Asian teams, you should ban this map because this is just one that they play day in, day out. It is an incredible map and always causes upsets. But the fact is here, I don't think that this is necessarily like upset territory. Like, I don't think GODSENT are going into this undervaluing their opponent. I don't think this is one of those times where people are thinking, TyLoo, they got to stand in. Oh, they're not going to be able to beat these teams. The one thing that is a little bit scary, though, is this is already the first two maps of the map pool that they managed to beat Na'Vi on. So, like, they're maps that TyLoo are going to go in feeling very, very confident. I'll be interested to see maybe Cash is like the last map. Because I don't think, for TyLoo, they're pretty happy to play either Inferno or Cash. And, yeah, actually... I suppose GODSENT absolutely trounced Renegades on Inferno earlier in the tournament. So, yeah, I feel like in terms of map pools, it's fairly even for either of these teams. I don't think either of them are going to go into this feeling they've gained a massive advantage, or maybe they do, but the other team is probably thinking exactly the same thing. These are three maps they're both very, very happy to play.
Oh, we just saw on your screens there, TyLoo winning the knife round. They get the choice of sides here on Mirage. I'm feeling pretty good about that. As we should be getting a game any second now. I don't know. I think that like TyLoo is still massively favored heading into Mirage because it's like we say this when they're up against any team, as in like, you know, some of the top teams in the world where like even on Mirage they can take a map off them. And I'm not going to pin GODSENT as like, even though they're a good Mirage team and it's like a decent map for them, I'm not going to say that they're like immensely better than. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of some of the victories that they've had on this map, but none actually spring to mind. I just know there have been some. Can I just take my word for it? We're getting game. It's early in the morning, Tom.
Just believe.
Just believe in me. You know, like my parents never did. Here is the push over in towards mid from Twist and at Freddie B.
Poor Papa Russell. I don't feel like he deserves that.
Yeah, he probably doesn't. Here is Hampus and Disco Doppelin, split between Ramp and Palace. 3 players for TyLoo, interestingly, early on inside of that B-bomb site. They've gone for a heavy stack in this area, with the other two playing jungle. This is an odd-looking pistol round. Hampus, he's going to get afforded a lot of ground out here towards A. No one here to really keep an eye on it, and you can already see the effect that's had. They're going to go rotating out of mid, picking up that bomb back in T-spawn and heading into the A-bomb site, rather. Hampus finally going to get discovered. Doesn't clear this close angle. DD baits him in, and Hampus going to get deleted.
Yeah, Twist does manage to find one back while pushing forward. A ranged battle which should eventually benefit the USP, and it does. It's going to leave it just onto Twist and Freddie B to try and hold on to this round. 2 players that can explode, but while all that's exploding at the moment is the heads of the T side, it is going to be BNTET to close things down, and the defusal will be coming in. Bomb plant, at least for GODSENT, nets them at least something going into this round, and at least in the initial stages, it looked like this was dead to rights for the side of GODSENT. They had a lot of presence across the map. They managed to get all the way in towards that A site, but well, it came down to just not being able to connect those shots, and TyLoo are going to take themselves the opening pistol round over on the CT side of this map. And actually, even though they get the bomb down, GODSENT are going to buy. Now, they are a team that are incredible with these pistols. Like, they're one of my favorite teams to watch in the second round 4. So I can understand why they're going to go for something like this. But yeah, they could have saved the money and got themselves some AKs instead.
exchange of bullets going to be going on over here towards ramp. Disco Doppler does tag up AE, and actually Execute going to go ahead and get tagged down by the CZ from lower tunnels. Believe that was Brolin. Don't think they're going to expect somebody to have done this though. He's quick to pick off Twist, even tags down Brolin. Going to force him away from the lower tunnels position. They try to push up through short, and actually Hampus once again has worked himself into forward position. Is going to get dealt with by Buntet. Roland falls in the meantime, as does Disco Doppler down on ramp. The bomb on the back of Freddy B is left in a 1v5. Look at how much damage has been done to these TyLoo players. Everyone tagged up. So there is still a shot here for Freddy B. He's going to get spotted out by Buntet. And oh, TyLoo just swarming onto him. Look at that minimap right now. They are coming in from all angles. Freddy B trying to peek into the bomb side, but Execute shuts him down. And TyLoo, I'm impressed with that. That round looked like it was only, 1 or 2 bullets away from getting very, very out of hand. You had 3 players on about 15 HP, the other 2 around 50. But they're able to stay in control and secure that second round.
Yeah, it was sort of a bit of a weird purchase for GODSENT, because they do still leave themselves a little bit of extra money. So when they go into this next buy, it will actually pretty much have everything they need. I wonder if they'll have enough for an AWP, or at least one with Kevlar. The thing is, because of what they did there, they've sort of left themselves, or just given an extra round over to their opponents. And, well, so far it's looking pretty damn good for TyLoo, keeping this flawless once again. So much money already built up from this side, as they went in with the rifles and pretty much haven't lost a single player, I don't think. Yeah, only the deaths from the pistol round. So now we come in. That glass cannon orb does make its way onto the board, as Twist will pick it up. Not one yet for the CT side, but this is now sort of a bonus round. They have the SMG, they have almost full rifles on every other player, and what that leaves is plenty of cash for them to go into the next buy round with. So even if they lose this one, it really isn't the end of the world.
Somebody's been very, very quick getting down here into the lower tunnels once again, and Twist wasn't able to spot him this time around over in mid. Oh, they're going to know he's here. Brolin is going to check it. He's even getting a headshot, though. Impressive little flick from somebody with only the Famasto by his side. He does come up short in that engagement. Speaking of coming up short, Freddy B and Twist over in this position, and Freddy going to start to work his way through. Connected does get shut down. Aggression from AE, punished by Disco Doppler, and now DD going to try and trade it back, but instead, Disco Doppler, another double D on the side of GODSENT, drops him from the map. That is going to be now a 2-on-4. Execute and Buntet both down here in CT spawn. They're going to look to try and boost up these players. It's Buntet to go over, but no one's peeking into the CT position. The bomb goes down, and DD's managed, not DD, sorry, Buntet's managed 1. Traded out instantly by Twist. So, yeah, Execute 14 HP at a dream. 1v3. He's going to back away and look to try and save.
Yeah, even just one extra kill here, though, could make things very troublesome for the T side when it comes to that reset potential. Disco Doppler will be holding the angle. I'd be quite surprised if he doesn't find this kill. And yeah, I feel like he could actually be one of the sort of clinical factors for this GODSENT side, because over the last few days, when he's played well, they've played well. He really has had some excellent performances. So eyes on Disco Doppler. And hello, triple AWP setup straight in from TyLoo. That is not something I expected to see. They had a lot of extra money, but this is audacious. However, like, this can occasionally work as sort of a cheese round. So I'm not for the strategy, but I'm not necessarily against it.
Yeah, it's not conventional. It means if that bomb goes down, you're going to be looking at a save, which is never fun. There's somebody to open up. And for GODSENT, this is where the round can get pretty annoying. Wherever you're going to go, it's going to feel like you're running into an AWP. And that's because you are. 3 of them, TyLoo aren't short on their ability to have an AWP at a bomb site. Well, Wonder where those rifles are playing. Buntet over here in the ladder room, and the other going to be on Didi, who currently sits by Palace. Going to try to boost up into window, but Buntet positioned perfectly to shut this down. It's all going to come down to the timing. He just misses it on a Brolin. He's been given a free passage. Buntet was holding on to the angle for so long, and Brolin has just caught the lucky timing. In through CT he goes. They've got no clue that he's here. And yeah, that bomb going to start to rotate back around towards the A-bomb site now. AE and Didi going to require a tremendous amount of luck if they are to spot this out. Edging forward, Brolin going to try and pincer in with the rest of the team. He beheads Didi. Now a 4-on-4 in TyLoo. If we're taking them out of advantage, Brolin does go down.
Well, this happened, Harry. The triple AWP setup retake. They do have themselves a kit. They've got the rifle into the hands of Buntet as well. They're trying to expend that little bit of utility, and that is a problem for Freddie B. He's going to be stuck in that corner, and AWP homed in on the angle, so he'll go down. There's only 2 players left to try and fight this back. Leaving onto Doppler, and somehow it works. Triple AWP. AE with a big round coming in. I wonder if they'll maybe trade one of those out now, as the sort of surprise factor's gone.
I mean, alternatively, they just buy 2 more and just really, you know, balls to the wall it. 5
Only need
AWPs.
1 kill each. If you can't get 1 kill with an AWP, just not very good, are you?
Yeah, they do indeed trade one out, Tom. You've hit the nail on the head there.
Do you agree with everything else?
Yeah, it reminds me of when...
I think they just dropped a JW sticker in the game.
That's pretty fun.
There were other items as well, but
I didn't even
that
know.
was the one I see.
I didn't even realize that was happening, I'll be honest. Has that been doing it this whole time? Because
I think that's to do with Hellcase, I believe. You can get drops. I think you have to do something with their website. I'll be honest, I don't know all of the ins and outs, but yeah, it's a pretty cool concept. Everybody likes free stuff.
Especially if you're a hoarder like I am. It is just
I'm
deagles
glad
right
you
now.
added to the end of that.
What? Well,
That's not a joke I care to explain.
now I get it. Here's Hampus and Freddie B. 102 HP between them. Hardly fair to Freddie B as Hampus falls. Here's the last man left alive just with the deagle. This round should be all said and done. TyLoo should be going 5-1 up here on their CT side.
I'm gonna put my neck on the line and say they will.
Well, Tom, you put your whole job on this.
Yeah, it's a fairly risky prediction.
I'll tell you what, if Freddie B clutches this now, Tom, you have to hand in your resignation. Let's see. No, you're safe.
Yeah,
you will have a standardized income for the time being, Tom.
My heart was racing. Yeah, I was pretty confident in that one. I like Freddie B, but
Something that I think
wasn't a Freddie believer.
something that's pretty scary, I think, if you are a GODSENT fan, is Hampus right now. He's been a bit of a star for this team. They've needed him to have to step up a few times now. He's 0-6. He's not off to a very good start, is he? But they do manage to get a buy in this round. 5 rifles across the board. Plenty of utility to accompany it. Double AWP setup still in play for TyLoo. And AE, he's gone for the short jump. He's going to get up here very, very early on. Freddie B instead just holding back, watching passive. Well, Disco Dopplin's going to go toe-to-toe with Excure up here in Palace.
Yeah, the interesting thing for me is I actually think that AE, from what I've seen so far, has actually looked like the better AWPer, just because I don't think Excure has actually hit his stride just yet. So, yeah, I'll be interested to see if we get both of them going off, if there's anything GODSENT can actually do. Now, Dopplin is just waiting. He doesn't have any utility, so he can't pop flash this. He can't try and force his opponent off the angle. It would either have to be some sort of distraction play coming out from one of his teammates, patience and just hope that his opponent peeks, or just like hard peeking the angle and really hoping that Execurate misses. In mid as well, we do have this sort of double setup. Actually, we are going to see the push. Execurate, he does find that opener. The anti-flash being played, but it isn't really needed as, well, the CT side have just found the picks across the board. They are actually starting to rotate away, though. 4 players, in fact, moving over towards that B side of the map. They're going to leave Excurate here alone, and he is alone with the majority of the players over there. But the T's now may actually go towards that B side. It seems like they've sort of got a little bit stuck in the mud here because it doesn't seem like they particularly know what's going on. AE in such an aggressive position, and there's only 20 seconds left on the clock. They're going to have to just try and go through this Molotov, and he is destroying them. Twist left with 3 HP, and he may just try to hold on to the AWP. Nice shot onto DD at least. But there's no way he wins this round, and the question is, can he even hold on to the AWP?
I do not fancy his chances, Tom. 6-1 for TyLoo. They've showed up to play. Obviously, they got bested by the Swedes just the other day. Now they're out for some revenge here. Tactical pause called in for GODSENT, and I think justifiably so. He kind of flip-flopped around that round. And, yeah, I have to agree. AE, of course, the stand-in, because Mo had an accident on, what was it?
On a Segway.
Was it a Segway, or was it one of those little, like, board things that you could stand on? Not board, you get what I mean? Like, just where it's just the wheels.
It's called a hoverboard.
Yeah. Okay. It does have board in the name. What was it? Was it one of them? Was it a Segway?
I think it was a Segway, which is actually more impressive because that has handles.
Still, I'm happy that AE is doing well.
Oh.
No. And also, yeah, like, no, I have to agree. He's looked very, very good with the AWP. Of course, Mo is kind of the guy who picks up the secondary AWP for this team. So,
used to be the primary.
Pretty apt replacement for that, yeah, until Excurate came and joined the roster. Now it is just pistols here for the GODSENT side, for the Swedes. I don't really have too much to work with. Of course, they just come off the back of this tactical pause. You imagine most of the discussion was what they're planning to do in that next round. But Disco Doppler, the man with armor, going to manage one. Not sure if the AWP fell out of the window, or if it did avoid his grasp for the time being. Looks like they're going to set up for the B play, leaving all the pressure on Buntet, the man that we so often talk about on this TyLoo roster.
Yeah, the only real solace he has is that his teammate has started to push up to the top of mid, and actually Disco's selling this fairly well. But Tech, however, is just going to destroy his opposition. 3 kills for him. He makes that look far too easy. And while Doppler, he's got a long save if he wants to try and hold on to this AWP, but may just look to try and do some extra damage. Somebody has been heard. Back to his trusty CZ he goes as he tries to do a little bit more damage and comes close, but it isn't going to be enough. TyLoo, a 7th round, 3 players surviving, so money continues to increase. And the odds for GODSENT now, 2.53. I would imagine that's on the map. Their logo is badass.
Yeah, I do like it. I like the whole...
I think I might get that tattooed on my back.
Well, you heard it here first. If GODSENT win this series, Tom gets the GODSENT logo tattooed on his back. So there's a lot on the line for the Swedes.
You predicted TyLoo, so are you going to get the TyLoo logo?
I'm not an idiot, then? Tom. I don't bet anything. But
I didn't bet.
If you're willing to put that on the line, that's fine. It's your back, your funeral. Here we go.
Funeral? What? I'm not getting some dodgy guy to do it. I'm not going to die.
You want a professional?
Yeah.
I'm just imagining like,
just
like an awfully drawn eye in like a triangle. It's like your iteration of it. But DD, things heating up for him here. Does manage to get one despite being in the fire and the flames, and now he's going to try and boost his teammate up and over. That's somebody who peeks on through the gap that has been so graciously provided for him. My goodness, he's not ready for twist. Brolin pushing into CT, but Excurate going to manage to kill. It's back and forth, but it's Buntet last to arrive. And now all the responsibility falls on his shoulders. Disco Doppler has retrieved an AWP. Hampus going to keep pushing through CT by the looks of things, and actually he's decided against it. Buntet could just stick this right now. This injury getting extinguished does make it very unfortunate for him. They're going to flash through, try and take the peak, and Disco Doppler does manage to take his head clean off. So GODSENT in with their 2nd round. That tactical pause yielding some results.
Yeah, the problem is they're still in one-and-done territory, as they still haven't managed to string any rounds together, and there's a good chance that the CT side could just bounce straight back. Now, they've expended all of their extra money to get a buy into this round, but it is a good one. A double AWP setup, still in play, utility on every single player, a triple kit as well, so it's not like there's any real detriments for them in this round. It will be the next where GODSENT can actually send them into economic turmoil. So an important round, and already AE's going to kick things off with Twist's heads going down, and somebody just jumps into the angle of Brolin, but there's nothing the youngster can do. Sheer aggression coming out from TyLoo, and in this sort of round, it doesn't seem like there's anything GODSENT can do. Hampus just looking to try and retrieve that AWP, normally the secondary for this team, so he's going to be given a chance. Still has yet to wake up to the table. Smoke. She does yield him a little bit of extra space, but AE is still homed in on the angle. Maybe even expecting somebody to push behind it. Flashbang going to be popped, and Hampus does manage an opener back. Turn it into a 4 versus 3. Maybe this isn't done quite yet.
You look to throw everything in a question, but somebody's dropped the bomb. He's pulled this round back for TyLoo, Hampus, and a Disco Doppler. We mentioned how Hampus had had a quiet game earlier on. His flank still coming in from Buntet, but Disco Doppler going to manage himself one more. That man on the left-hand side of your screen you should be keeping an eye on right now. He could deny everything, and indeed he does. The bomb plant gets denied. And now, Doppler completely surrounded. Gonna lose another life to the flanker for TyLoo. 8-2 right now for them over here on Mirage, as the money runs dry for GODSENT once again. That reset gonna be coming through, and that is a big burden to carry when you're 6 rounds down.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be surprised if they just fall straight back into this one. They don't have too much money to play with anyway, and it is, yeah, it's just going to be a force. They're going to attempt to try and at least break the economy of TyLoo while they still can. Of course, 8-2 up. Looking like mid, it's going to be where the challenge actually comes in. Skirret homed in with that AWP. He's actually going to throw down the Incendiary just to try and deny them that early crossover with the smoke. Now looks like they are going to make that move. Still a decent amount of utility, at least for GODSENT. That's the one thing that is in their favor. Mid control somewhat abandoned by the CT side. And because of that, Buntet is going to be met with a couple of players. Skirret has found another to at least keep the man advantage going. And although somebody's tagged, he still removes Twist from action. One by one, the T side seem to fall. And Hampus trying to do some work with the Deagle. Nice shot onto Skirret at least. We have seen this man go ham in the past, but AE will close things down. A team ace for TyLoo, 9-2 up, and once again there's no money for GODSENT. They are in real trouble on this first map.
They certainly are. TyLoo looking good. This is a map that they are incredibly proficient on, though. That's why I think, like, you know, if you look into this, even if this map is a stomp, which, you know, there's still time for GODSENT to turn it all around. But let's say it is, just like, you know, seeing as this round should be a bit of a write-off, right? They have 2 flashbangs. Actually, I'll quickly say this. I'm going to go for the strat that Henry Greer has opted to call the flash attack. But it's basically just an explosion strat. You know, you play 4 players up here in Palace, they flash through, charge into the site. Maybe they get the bomb down, which they're going to in this instance. And maybe they even manage to do more than that. So you're able to overwhelm that one man that does remain inside the bomb.
What is going on?
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Skirret whiffing a couple of shots. For some reason, Buntet didn't even look like he had head armor. Oh, somebody!
What?
That's unreal!
He had to stop!
He's having a smile! I mean, the smile's gone now because that round was way closer than it was meant to be, but my goodness!
I still don't even know where he was.
Yeah,
where was
I wonder
he?
if we have a replay of that. Like, I mean, I don't want to throw production under the bus at all, but my goodness, that was ridiculous.
I think we're heading off to Reddit because that was actually disgusting.
I'm actually loading that up right now.
And the worst thing about that is if he doesn't hit that shot, they lose the round. They almost just lost the straight Glocks. Like, that should have been the highlight. The fact that GODSENT almost managed to win it. They're going to go for a fast play once again, though. Straight out on towards this site. AE, execute a wall, kick things off, and this time it has failed. There are multiple players here. Hampus, ooh, that's a nice couple of shots. So it's made things interesting, but not quite enough. 11-2. TyLoo are continuing this run. T side, well, there's going to be a temptation to just force here, and yeah, they're going to carry on.
They are indeed. You come so close with Glocks, but then with the rifles, it does not pan out. You can see the idea, though, behind the flash attack. Doesn't normally work that effectively. Usually the bomb plant is the best you can hope for. Ooh. Hey, you're going to come to regret that decision. Mixing a ramp with a nade out. GODSENT just going to go spilling back into the A bomb site in response to this. Execute tries to hold the line. DD. Just one. Sorry, he's going to go down. It's somebody gets betrayed. Falls to GODSENT in a 1v3. Does manage that first frag over on short. The bomb's planted, time ticking against him now. And GODSENT, lots to do. Looks like he might just elect to save in this scenario. There is the nade out. I'm going to say they have money to buy it in the next round. They should be feeling fine, but Twist's going to catch him off guard from atop the ticket. He cops that frag. Throws the AWP over to Disco Doppelin. So GODSENT a chance at an 11-4 half, because the buy here for TyLoo, as a result of that Glock round and the round prior coming down to the wire a little bit, they are going to be short on money now.
Yeah, it isn't going to be a good economic position for TyLoo, but either way, in the half, we've seen them fairly dominant. GODSENT playing very well indeed, and I don't feel like there's been too much of a weak link in this team. Twitch is going to be coming in, and somebody does actually manage to win himself the battle with the CZ. He's an absolute tank with this weapon. But now they're somewhat stuck in the mud. They do not want to be down here anymore. Trying to use utility to actually help them out a little bit. DD has got himself a rifle, so that's something beneficial at least, but there's multiple players coming his way, and Hampus will close down both. So the early aggression not really paying off too well. Although what I will say is what they've traded out is a couple of pistols, and they've still got the rifles left. GODSENT with one of them in hand. We know that this man can take a round into his own. And it's going to be Eastside just slowing down the pace. They have the man advantage. Hampus has been chucked that AWP because he's low on health. They do actually have an aggressive position in AE, which this is not something that you check too regularly. So the question is, are they going to clear all these angles properly? It looks like they are. Will they check up and left? Doppelin? Oh, that could be a problem. He will spot him eventually, though. And Doppelin's going to execute his opponent. Push now coming back into the site. GODSENT has to be the hero for TyLoo once again. It's been said before. He's going to play patiently. Finds the first, but Hampus with an effective trade. And Freddie B jumping through the smoke will end the half. 11-4. A couple of rounds coming back towards the end for GODSENT, but ultimately this was all TyLoo.
I'm just rewatching this Deagle like I've just found it, Tom. Oh, it's so good. It's unreal. He genuinely, I don't think he meant to get it, but sorry, yeah, 11-4 in the half. GODSENT coming back at the end and finding a couple of rounds. And an 11-4 half is definitely one that you can come back from. It does put a lot of weight on this first pistol round. Because if TyLoo managed to pick it up, then maybe this first map draws to a close. This now becomes of prime importance for the Swedes, and they're going to go ahead and stack a few players over here in mid early on. Twist with the smoke and a kit. Smokes and flash are going to start to rain in towards the A-bomb site. Freddie B and CT smoked off. Can't see anything. They've left this cross open. That Molotov denies Hampus's aggression. You can't spot anything. They're running on into it. They do run into the meat grinder here. They aren't ready for Twist. Oh, it's sloppy, but Brolin comes in to help his teammate out. And it's just GODSENT and Execute left, but if there's two players you want in any scenario, it is going to be this. One man down on the round. Smoke goes onto the bomb. Brolin tagged up. BONTEK going to finish him. Doesn't realize there's a man on the bomb right now, I think. SoundQ, the smoke covered it, rather. Ooh. BONTEK's going to survive at the end. Make some extra money. I think if you're TyLoo, though, you don't want to go for anything too risky. Just buy in the next round. Let GODSENT go 6-11. That does look to be the decision that's been made.
Yeah, just a few deagles in play. Nothing much more. Just an attempt to do some damage, and, well, with rifles across the board for GODSENT, lots of damage to be had. However, of course, they're going to play this round very safe indeed. They know that there's a high likelihood of either a force or the rifles coming up into the next round. In fact, there's really the two only options. I don't think you see much more else than those. Somebody gets boosted up and quickly kicked back down in towards that mid position. Ixgrid trying to sneak in here. He does only have a Glock, so can't really expect too much. I guess he's sort of in the position of hoping of either getting a glass cannon AWP, or if they manage to get a bomb plant, maybe a little bit more. But that is looking fairly unlikely here, as slowly they are being picked apart one by one. Hampus will be tagged within inches of his life, and Freddy B the same. So there is a chance to at least do some damage now. Although it doesn't seem like much, even a couple of kills here can be pretty damn useful. You can see he's getting tempted to try and go for that shot. It will be already the tag hit from Hampus, though, and BONTEK, well, he needs to pull off something very impressive indeed. Flawless round from GODSENT. Damage done to a few of the players, but ultimately it nets them nothing.
Yeah, now that buy going to be coming in for TyLoo. Interestingly enough, somebody going to opt for the MAC-10. It looks like they might just go straight for a straight B play. They definitely have a weapon for it in the form of that MAC-10. They attempted the bonus round coming in for GODSENT. Keeping 3 Famuses and a scout into this round. TyLoo held back by that one smoke. Brolin even going to go to take a very, very aggressive stance over here in the apartments. That MAC-10 goes running into him, and he gets run and gunned down. But somebody not going to bother throwing the smoke into it. Instead, they just wait for the molly to extinguish. And now, drop a smoke of their own. They're going to start to back away. They've picked themselves up the man advantage. Somebody's upgraded the MAC-10 to a FAMAS. TyLoo back through T-spawn they go. Not dedicating into the B-bomb, and it does look like the right call to make, as Hampus and Disco Doppelin do currently reside there. They've softened up A as a result of finding that first frag inside of apartments. Forced the rotation round from Hampus. GODSENT are reading this well. You can see somebody's left to lurk behind inside of B to try and get their attention back. GODSENT, they dedicated everyone deep into this bomb site. It's Freddy B to try and step up. The flash is there, but A still going to be able to pick up the frag. And second as well, down into CT spawn. It is just Twist left alive. 4 HP fighting back, and now into a 1 versus 3. They know where he is. Double spray down's nice, but this should be it for him. Can't deny the bomb plant. DD going to finish it off. TyLoo find themselves at 12th round.
Yeah, now we get to see what they can actually purchase back up. And the CT side did have a flawless round in the previous, so that will give them a little bit extra. But of course, this was an early buy, so they sort of had a reduced amount of time to actually make themselves some extra cash. Also, the fact that it is now 12 and 6, and you can see some of the limitations. Not much in terms of utility. The one player who does have it is down to a deagle, so I think it'll be a bit more interesting. Also, well, quiet game from Brolin, which is normally a worrying factor for this GODSENT side. Normally one of the more consistent players in this team, which is impressive considering how young he actually is, but, well, they're going to need him in this game. 12 and 6 down in an elimination match. One of these teams after this is going home. Harry will be scouting out their practice room.
I most definitely will, mate. I left my laptop charger at home, so I just, yeah, haven't played games in so long, Tom. It's so sad. But, mid control goes the way of TyLoo. GODSENT give this up. Brady B going to be holding close to connector. And there are 3 players in there. Brolin's the man to open up, though, from short, and they don't manage to find the trade. Hampus, gapping that smoke for him to go peeking through. Execute going to manage one, but Freddy B goes above and beyond. DD and AE left alive. They both only have 2 letters in their name, but they need to find 3 kills. Not sure the relevance of those 2 points, but we'll go with it.
Well, especially because 2 add 2 is 4.
-1, that's 3. Quick maths. Brolin. And it is just DD left. 1v3. 9 HP. Bombs down. In connector. That's just Disco Doppler looking away, but with 10 seconds left, he's going to decide to save. So TyLoo forego that round, and on the back of a buy that was cobbled together, GODSENT managed to move on to a 7th.
Yeah, and now it's the same sort of point that we were talking about with GODSENT, where the money becomes an issue. And while the T side had a few players surviving in the previous round, and they've got the AK already kept into the hands of DD. But by the looks of things, they may just opt to play this one a little bit safe. Go for the 4 rifles in the next round. DD will probably end up with a pistol. They'll see how much damage he can do. And they bought up a decent amount of utility to try and set him up a little bit here. Again, there's still some limitations over on this CT side. The Deagle in, and Freddy B, well, he is gaining in confidence every second that goes by. Straight push into mid. The rifle is already down on the floor, and he's found himself 3 kills. This round is pretty much dead to rights. There's only 2 remain.
Yeah, A's managed to get down into the B bomb site, but he doesn't have the bomb. Rotation's going to start to come through. And he's going to die at the hands of Brolin. So yeah, this round should be all said and done for somebody. We know that the luck certainly favors his pistols. But no amount of luck is going to save you from the bullets from Hampus. So, there we go. Important lesson there, Tom.
Nothing will save you. That's what I've learned.
Oh, nothing certainly won't, but somebody might. How's that?
Oh, no. Do you know what somebody told me? The other boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year.
That's a nice little reference out of a song. There's a lot of somebody in that you could use, but Freddy B going to go aggressive up in the apartments, actually twist falls, and Freddy B still putting up numbers. Has to be careful as BONTET now flanks around and going to go pushing into him from behind. 3 versus 3. The AK retrieved. Hampus shuts down Execute, but somebody wants to try and be a hero now. Flash goes through for him. Players here though, and Brolin does manage to pick up the rogue man over towards jungle, leaving BONTET in a 1v3. Does have the AK. Been able to retrieve a lot of utility as well from the fallen bodies of his enemies. 21 kills right now. And now he looks to try and take that stat to 24. If he wants to lock this round in for TyLoo, he's going to be guaranteed the bomb plant at the very least, as he does secure this B bomb site. Still a 1v3, that is no easy feat. This GODSENT roster have been gaining confidence here on their CT side. BONTET, what can you do? Disco Doppler and Brolin both over here in market. BONTET's holding the angle, finds the first, but Disco Doppler going to trade straight away. Defuse comes in, GODSENT going to find a 9th round. The bomb plant, damage done to the economy of GODSENT. TyLoo managed to get a buy in this round. Things aren't looking too bad for them. Scary thing is that GODSENT have looked incredibly confident on this CT side.
Yeah, no, we've seen that already within this tournament, that they do have a strong CT side of this map. It's actually interesting. The odds definitely seem to be swinging quite heavily in this matchup. 1.8 now for TyLoo to take the map, and considering that they were 12 and 6 up, it seems like people are starting to believe in that comeback. And already Brolin, there we go. Very aggressive start to the round. They're going to try and trap him in this middle position. They want to remove him from this spot, but the fact is he's got a lot of support, and DD already TyLoo has to be careful of Freddy B just around in that connector. The flashbang, though, is utterly perfect, and while it's down to Brolin stuck in middle, he gets floored and left. 2 teammates to try and get their revenge. We're going to see a little bit of aggression coming out from GODSENT, edging his way towards short, and the A site, at least for now, is abandoned, but you can see Twist looking to try and rotate back in, sit over towards that jungle spot, just to enable him a little bit more of a chance to get to B if the push comes in. But you can see TyLoo, the second they find that man advantage, they slow right down. They play the patience game. They wait to see if anybody's going to try and make a move on the GODSENT side. Of course, being in a detrimental position, the likelihood is they will try and net some information because they want to be able to stack that site. They want to be able to find a fight before it ends up in this bomb plant, but the fact is they find it and they lose it. Excurate is going to take one down. It's left onto Twist. There's multiple players in middle for him to find, and he gets the first. That was close to a lineup. Unfortunately, it's not enough. Back on the board are TyLoo. GODSENT, well, their comeback has taken a bit of a blow.
Yeah, it certainly has. The money not looking great. This is an awkward spot to be in. They'll be able to get a buy in the next round. I like the restraint to not go for almost anything here. GODSENT saving up for the AWP, has extra money as well for going rounds. And anyway, aggressive over in towards middle. 1 flash to their name. The execute about to come in from TyLoo into the A-bomb site, where Hampus stands alone. Behind the triple box, he's going to get dropped. That was the 1-bit utility they had. This round's all said and done. Look at it go. Oh, it's going to be 14-9 in favor of TyLoo. As I was saying, that the buy will come in for the Swedes in the next round. They're going to have everything that they could possibly dream of for a strong CT side defense. Interestingly enough, it's Hampus to buy the AWP. GODSENT going to go ahead and drop 2 rifles over. I do like that. Now the rest of the team get to pad out with that much more utility. It was kind of looking over at Twist, who would have been very limited heading into this round. So you can see he gets a full utility belt as a result. And Hampus actually going to be the man with the AWP. Takes it aggressively over here toward connector. Freddy B is up in Palace. The aggression doesn't pan out for him, though. Twist is going to be able to trade, does retrieve the AK, but Tet, though, trying to trade back, goes walking out into Twist, has him tagged down so low and finishes him off. This Palace aggression gets completely shut down and tamed by TyLoo. There's now Brolin, Hampus, and GODSENT, all that remain for GODSENT in this round. Trying to claw them back into it and deny map point in the way of TyLoo, but DD has discovered that this B-bomb site lies barren.
He'll even hear the rotation back in from GODSENT as well, and he's got a good chance to just execute his opponent, but actually loses the battle. And that is a crucial frag for the Swedish side, as now the push looks to continue. GODSENT's already here to defend. He gets a first, a second as well for GODSENT, as he single-handedly defends this site. Excurate, he's looking for the kill, but he cannot find it. GODSENT out of nowhere wins the round for his team. He shouldn't even have got that first kill, let alone a further 3. 14-10, the T side, they have money to buy back in, but that man has saved GODSENT from potential first map loss.
I mean, that is just an unbelievable round. What a time to step up from him, the man that was just on your screen. For TyLoo, it's back to the drawing board in this round. They had all the key components to reach map point in the previous, and it was pulled out from beneath them. Now, They've invested everything into this round. They're stacking up outside of A. Twist waits in CT spawn. Freddy B's on the stairs. And the two players that have to try and lock down this site. Freddy B forced off the angle. The smoke's rain in. Twist going to go through. Takes the first fight versus DD. Now ducks back towards CT spawn. And Excurate was responsible for trading that out. You hear the shot go whizzing by. He's not able to do so. So 4 on 5. That's 2 Molotovs extinguished by the same smoke. So Utility being a bit mismanaged in amongst the confusion. And this wraparound from Disco Doppler once again. Hero in the previous round. He looks to relive that title once more as he comes in on this flank. Could shut everything down, and they're not keeping an eye on it whatsoever. He's going to play this perfectly. Disco Doppler executes the first. It's Excurate, though, from the ramp with the AWP. Does have Buntet with him once again. It's these two names left to try and clutch this round out. They're going to get on the bomb. Buntet has to deny. He's spraying through, but he can't find the kill. He's able to drop Hampus. And now they hop on it once again. Twist trying to trade back. Excurate can't find it. And he's going to stick the defuse. Even Twist coming in with a knife at the very end. That was such a confusing round. But GODSENT managed to find an 11th. Despite Buntet's best efforts, it's not enough. Now there's just 3 rounds between them and TyLoo.
Yeah, that was an absolute mess of a round. But the fact is, the CT side come out on top. There's just going to be some pistols in this one for TyLoo. They're going to save to make sure that they can buy into the next. So GODSENT definitely aren't out of this just yet. Remember, this is the pick of TyLoo. Overpass is the next in the series, and Inferno will be there waiting for us as a potential third. And I could quite easily see it going the distance. They're going to do a decent amount of damage. Already 2 players here, ready and waiting. Hampus actually caught switching slightly. The timing doesn't work out for him, and already Brolin is going to be going down to that CZ of somebody. As said, he's pretty damn deadly with it, but will be down instead. He also finds a double frag with it, bringing it into a 2 versus 2 thanks to Twist. The bomb actually yet to go down. Now, there's a flank coming in on the flanker, but the fact is Freddy B seems more than aware of the position of his opponent, and now it is left all onto Excurate. A bomb plant here could help them out. Earn a little bit of cash. Excurate actually not being spotted here. Do they think it's now towards the A site? It's turned into just a game of mind games because neither team seem to know where the other player actually is, or the other players in the form of Excurate. He is going to get himself one. Twisto just around the corner, and he's going to connect the shot. It's close, but not quite close enough, as TyLoo are not going to be able to steal that round away. However, that is a hell of a lot of damage, and now they can come back in with the buy.
Yeah, tactical pause raining on in for TyLoo. And you really understand why, because Tom, this was an 11-4 half, let's not forget. Now it's almost all tied up. Only a couple of rounds between these two teams now. It's been a monstrous comeback from GODSENT. TyLoo, for these guys, they buy up here. If they lose this round, I believe they're going to be eco into the next. So that there could be the way for GODSENT to find it all tied up at 14-14. Lots of pressure on here. This is their map pick. Let's not forget, next we go to Overpass. And historically, whenever they've played GODSENT on this map, GODSENT have won. Not only that, they also lost to NIP on it yesterday, and NIP looked convincing versus TyLoo.
Well, here we go. It is crunch time. A chance for equalization for GODSENT.
Yeah, if you want to look at something good for TyLoo at least, as a result of the economic damage done in the previous round, a win here resets GODSENT into that match point round for TyLoo. So this is probably, this is just the most important round we're going to see all game. It does define which way this map goes, essentially. And TyLoo, they're winning all the fights. AE going to manage himself one down to CT spawn, and now Twist here. Goes down. 3 versus 4, and I think if you're GODSENT, you're even considering saving at this point in time, despite how good you've looked in these retakes, despite how many times you've won these rounds that feel impossible. Being a man down, if they carry these 3 weapons into the next round, maybe they can cobble something together. The MP9 on Brolin isn't ideal, but it's this flank ground through connector that could shut everything down. They're going to try and go for it. They're sticking around down in CT. They're hoping somewhere GODSENT give up some ground. It's just not happening. Twist does get one in response. He's going to try and hold onto the AWP, but they're going to go hunting for him. And he's able to hold on to it for now, at least. And he's able to take it with him into the next round. Everyone dies for TyLoo, so their buy here now is pretty bad as well.
Yeah, both teams actually left again in turmoil, because if TyLoo lose this one, they're pretty much into a double eco scenario. They'll only have pistols in the next round. Then, well, that's if they sort of force them up. Then off of that, they'll have to eco. So it really is a chance for sort of overtime to come in. It's a tactical pause taken by TyLoo. I'm not overly surprised. They wanted that AWP out of the hands of the CT side so badly that they actually risk their own economy to do it. However, they are still going to come back in with a better buy than their opponents into this round. There's no doubt about that. Twist on the AWP is going to have huge amounts of impact, as the rest of his team will be left with pistols, an SMG or 2, but nothing that they truly want. And the man who normally steps up with a pistol is Hampus. Now, he was pretty far down at one point. He started to bring himself back a little bit. Even the T side actually have a pistol of their own and a couple of Galils. So this round definitely isn't dead to rights in the favor of GODSENT. We are going to see now a little bit of aggression coming in, trying to get up close. That AWP be heading in towards that short position. Brolin taking some early damage, but not anything to write home about. The CT side desperately trying to find out a little bit of info.
This is a very, very ballsy position from Brolin. It's such a one-and-done position as well. He's just going to stick around. This aggression is going to reward him, though. As he'll hear those footsteps pulling back, he could even like to go more aggressive if he'd like, as TyLoo back towards T-spawn they go. It's Freddy B and Hampus, and they have to overcome. Of course, Freddy B with the MP9, Hampus with the Deagle. Not going to be the most tricky force to combat. Freddy B up close with that SMG. Could still do damage, lining up the smokes, the flashes, everything to make this play happen now. They're going to go raining on in. Somebody leads the charge. Freddy B does do damage, but that's not enough. He needed more than that, and now they're going to go toe-to-toe with Hampus. He falls in amongst the confusion. It's Twist peeking over the top. Gap in that smoke, but he's not able to deny the bomb plant. Let's wrap around from Disco Doppelin. We've seen him have to come up big in these rounds before. He's now going to try and do it once again. Finds the first on a Buntet. Traders to come through down on the ramp from Didi. Doesn't Twist get spotted out in the jungle? It's all onto him. He's going to manage one. The lineup's almost there, but it doesn't happen. And TyLoo, it took them a little while longer than they would have liked, but they're still able to close out Mirage 16-12 in their favor.
Yeah, a messy finish to what was a very, very good CT side coming out from TyLoo. And now, well, they head in to that second map with an advantage. Now, we already saw this versus Na'Vi, another strong overpass team. And I feel like just the momentum that they took from the first map was actually enough to guarantee them that second. So we'll see if they can step up versus GODSENT. GODSENT, however, are another very good overpass team. I'm a big fan of their overpass. So I don't think that this is the end of this series by any stretch of the imagination. As said, I actually do think this is still going to be going to 3 maps. I think that they should be there to take their map choice. Obviously, Mirage is another strong map for them, and we sort of saw this with AGO yesterday, where they sort of lost a map, or Mousesports did, lost a map that we expected them to win. But as said, it doesn't necessarily put the game to bed. And I'm actually looking forward to seeing if GODSENT can turn things around. Doppelin, at least, I think has been showing up today. And well, Twist is up there with him. But he was the one who, Doppelin was the one I was looking at for a lot of the impact frags. And I think if he's still stepping up on the next map, then they're going to be fine.
Yeah, it almost felt like for me there weren't really any like notable bad players in this. I say bad in the sense, like because it says map's worst players.
Yeah, I don't think Hampus was anywhere near what he can
definitely
hit. Same
not.
with Brolin
Definitely
as well.
not. But when you kind of think of the fact that I think it was like 8 or 9 rounds into the game, he had 0 kills still. Like that was an awful start for him. It was like a better recovery, but we need to see that Hampus we saw yesterday step back up because I think he's one of the more talked about people in like the up and coming scene in Sweden in the sense of he could be one of the greats to keep an eye on.
He's a pistol god. He is a pistol god.
We do need him to step back up, but for TyLoo, they take that first map. As you said, second's going to be over past Tom. I still think there's a chance that this goes all 3 maps. In fact, I think it probably does. I think we're going to see a great firefight on Inferno for map number 3. Yeah.
Yeah, all the best series always seem to end on Inferno, so I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, we do have other paths coming up, but that will be after a short break.